Hi, yogis. This is Carolyn Long, Sanctuary OC, and I also want to say hi to all my spirit guides out there as I'm directing this little message to mostly to you. At this trying time that we're all being quarantined and the shift of human reality of the way we used to do things, as we know, is no longer going to be coming back. And as we slowly merge back into what we call a normal society, words like social distancing and face mask wearing and disinfecting are all part of that conversation to go forward. So I know a lot of you, just like myself, has quickly had to educate ourselves and shift our own consciousness of how we teach and guide our students. And I just want to share some best practice for teaching virtual and on making virtual offerings that I've experienced, and I wanted to be mindful to share that information with you. It's very important, first of all, that your space that you're teaching in obviously is clean. You can see my studio, which actually is my living room, and I just want to show it to you quickly. But if you noticed, I do have some of my instruments in here now, but I've pretty much cleaned the space up so it's less distracting. And my hope is that if you're teaching in your living room or bedroom, that you don't have clutter around, because people are going to be attracted to looking at that, as you all know. Lighting is extremely important. Being mindful that you're backlit like I am right now, even in, like today, it's right around noon and it's pretty much bright in the afternoon, but I have my full lights on, so the clarity is there. Even though as a yoga practitioner, we prefer to have, dim lighting so we can reflect inside deeper. Recognize that your students are going to want to visually connect with you, so it's important that they can see you. The next thing is, when guiding classes virtually, be mindful to educate your students to position their mats in the right position. Generally, as I've trained you to check the imbalances in the structure when you first start teaching, to look at the plumb line. So the way that this mat is set up, so I can see, obviously, the plumb line. I have found this extremely helpful in classes that I'm teaching where their students are local, but they're inviting people from all over the globe to join in. And I'm able, it's almost like a little private with friends sharing an experience. And I've been able to actually facilitate some healing relief for some people that I don't even know that are carrying imbalances in their structure based on the way I train and the way I've trained you to teach, to acknowledge the physical imbalance, but recognizing and not attaching and encouraging them to go deeper with their breath, which leads to the next point. How you're cueing is extremely important. It's also extremely important, if you don't have a student to use as a model, that you're actually doing your practice. So we need to be mindful that we're not maintaining the drama in our body and our backs are around it and we're hurt and we can't practice right now. We need to keep our practice up. I found that I've increased my flexibility over these past few weeks of going deeper into my physical practice, and I feel way better for it. Also, I've noticed when I'm physically on the mat, it's a great tactile connection to reinforce cueing from the ground up, to cue the direction of the movement of the energy. It's extremely important to be simple and direct in what you're asking your students to do, and that has to be directional cues. Instead of taking the knee to the right, you want to make sure left knee out front, energy transferring out to the outer edge. You want to give as many verbal visuals that you can, so that we can keep our students tuned into their practice, going deeper inside instead of just looking at us for direction. Last but certainly not least, I've made sure I've taken the time to sit, welcome, practice Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath is the main tool that we use, as you know, to guide our students, to guide our own consciousness. It's very important right now that we educate our students how to utilize Ujjayi breath because of all the health benefits. So that's another great tool that you can take this time to share. I hope you're all safe, happy, healthy, and with your loved ones. Check back. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I have many virtual trainings and offerings coming on. I wish you peace and blessings. Namaste.